Joining me now, I've got Claude. How you doing, Claude?
It's time to raise.
It's time to raise. I like that. What's that you're drinking?
It's a bottle of wine. You get it in a meal deal. It comes about £3 because you get it in a meal deal at Tesco's and they give you a bottle of wine. So I've been having
steady on with that. Steady on with that, right?
Well, you might as well go for it then.
We've also got joining us Lee Judges. How you doing, Lee?
How you doing? All right, meal deal. I can't believe you've got a meal deal, bro. Unreal, unreal. Hey, what's it?
Half pint. How are you, half pint?
I'd rather have an half pint than a bottle of wine on a meal deal.
Get your half pint out there.
And I've also got another guest who's going to be joining us. But just before I bring him in, we've got Mark, who's joining us there. Mark Goldbridge. How you doing, Mark? Well done to you guys for the past 3 hours. Brilliant. I see you lot have been smashing it out of the park. You got it up to 5,400.
Yeah. I thought I'd just pop in and say, come on, next 3 hours, let's see what we can do. But no, you started it off. We've took it on and really flew by. So everyone's doing fantastically well. I'm not surprised, but hopefully everyone can keep it up and keep it going. Who knows where we're going to go? Yeah,
you lot are brilliant over there. Apart from, I heard you lot over there dissing the Invincibles, right? That's what I'm going to be discussing with my guys in a minute. What were you and that other guy talking about?
Facts.
York and Cole better than Henry and Bergkamp. I think you've been drinking some of that plonk that Claude's drinking.
Anyway, have you sorted out your quiz team yet? Anyway, that's what people want to know. What's your quiz team for 9 o'clock?
Claude's in the quiz team. At the moment, it's looking like I'm in it as well. So it looks like I'm doing a big marathon tonight, especially after what I heard you saying. I couldn't, but come on. Before you go, are you lot being serious there?
No, I said on paper, Bergkamp and Arsenal and Henry are clearly better than York and Cole, but they didn't that season. In the Invincible season, they didn't win a Champions League. They didn't win an FA Cup. York and Cole that season were absolute. And we're talking seasons. We're not talking careers. They were brilliant.
I'm going to interrupt Mark there on that one. Yeah, but they had a bit of help from Solskjaer and Sheringham.
They did in the final. You're right. Yeah,
exactly.
We wouldn't have won it without them, to be honest. Yeah,
right. No, even throughout the season, everyone was used, weren't they? Throughout the season,
yeah.
Sheringham. As well,
don't be nice to the Man United.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Anyway, it's your 3 hours now. I'll let you have it, and I'll see you at 9 o'clock.
All right, so I'm gonna see you. We'll see you at 9 o'clock for the quiz. But listen, well done to you guys. You've done brilliantly, and that was fantastic from you guys. And you did up to over what was? Let me just check the exact amount.
Just under 5.5, I think now.
Yeah, I'm just checking the exact amount now. £5,471. That's absolutely amazing. Come on, guys, let's smash this right out of the park. You can do your super chats as well, but even more importantly, get over there and donate. That is brilliant. So well done to Mark. Thanks very much for that. We've also got joining us Graham. How you doing, Graham?
Hello, Rob. How are you, mate? Nice to be on.
Good. Did you just hear what Goldbridge was saying?
No, thankfully, no.
Well, let me, like how I've got you guys, I'm going to ask you all one by one, yeah? And I'll start off with you, Graham, seeing as you just come in. What he's saying is first of all, he's saying that treble winning team was a better, I'm always saying the best Premier League team is the Invincibles. He says the Premier League, the treble winning team was better. Also, what he's saying is that Dwight York and Andy Cole was a better partnership, better combination than Henry and Bergkamp. And I'm not having that. But what do you think?
I'm not having that either. Henry Bergkamp, for me, best partnership Premier League history, in my opinion. Yeah. York and Cole was a phenomenal partnership. And that season that he's talking about, they were outstanding. I'll give him that. I think the Arsenal 2003-4 team was the best Premier League team, but their 99 team was the best overall team. That's the way I'd sum it up.
That's exactly what I say. What about you, Lee?
Well, I think, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that both teams were great, but I just think that one was slightly managed better than the other, and Ferguson was more ruthless than Arsene Wenger. I look, when you go back to the 2004, when we played in the FA Cup semi-final against Man United, we played our reserves. Man United didn't do that. Man United were on the button for every game, and I that's why I think Man United won a few more trophies than that in that time, because Ferguson was what he was. He was ruthless, and he didn't take whatever game was in front of him. He took it seriously, and when you look back to that 2004 one, missed opportunities. We went to that semi-final of the FA Cup against Man United, by far the better team, but played our reserves, and then because we had Chelsea, we rested players for that. It gave us a little kick in the confidence department, and we ended up losing to Chelsea. Alex Ferguson never allowed that to happen with his teams. Never. He
makes a good point, Claude.
Lee's got a great point about that, because I think that year we could have actually won it, that treble that year, if we'd have played the strongest teams in the FA Cup. And then I don't know what happened against Chelsea. I think the first game we should have beaten, we should have won it at the Bridge. We missed a big opportunity. I think that year we should have won the Champions League. But I think with us, I think we was too much concentrating on getting that unbeaten run. And I keep saying it, and I'll say it all again, I'd rather have lost 1 or 2 games and have won that Champions League that year.
Yeah.
Than be the Invincibles. That's my opinion. I mean, you probably all disagree with me on this, but I'd have taken 2 games.
No,
yeah, I mean, listen. What do you guys think? Throwing it back out there.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout from Claude. I think it's such fine margins, isn't it? If you remember that week, that whole week to find the season, we played Man United on the Saturday in the FA Cup semi-final. As you said, as Lee said, he rested players, and we lost. I believe it was 1-0. We'd already gone to Stamford Bridge in that first leg and got a draw 1-1, hadn't we? So when it came back to Highbury, I remember that game, I was there. I think we led at half-time 1-0. Reyes, I think, scored. I believe it was Reyes. And then it was always going to be a tight game because Chelsea had a good side that year. But obviously, I think we were the best team in Europe that year. They said last week that Sterling Moss is the greatest ever Formula One racer, never to win the Formula One championship. I think that Arsenal 2003-4 team's the greatest ever team not to win the Champions League. And I think on that night, if you remember, it was a mistake. I think it was a shot. I think our goalkeeper spilled, and I think Lampard, I might have tucked it in at 1-1. And it went 1-1 a long time, and the game we couldn't afford to concede the second goal. And I think in the end, it was a late Wayne Bridge breakaway, wasn't it? I thought that season we beat Chelsea in every single game apart from that key that game. And in the end, we ended up they went out in the semi-final to Monaco, ended up losing to Porto. So that was a big chance missed. I think that, as I say, go on, Lee, Claude.
No, even in '99, if you look back at '99, we should have won the double that year. I think we were the better team in '99, but we messed up. In the FA Cup semi-final, if Bergkamp puts that penalty away, which he should have normally would put it away. Ice cold Bergkamp missed that penalty, right? I thought overall we were the better team in that, and I thought in the league we messed up against Leeds, Ellen Road, where we should have won that game. We had numerous chances to win that. We should have won that game. So, and if you remember 2003. When we lost the title, we lost it at home to Leeds, isn't it? Leeds have been a bit of a bogey team on that front. So, I don't know. You mean in '99, I think we should have won the double, and they would have ended up with just maybe the Champions League, and may have lost confidence on that because they might have even got beat. I thought they were quite lucky to win that Champions League, though. We're against Bayern Munich.
They were outplayed in the final, weren't they?
Most of the game, and then I think Bayern Munich just thought they won it, and they just let their foot off the pedal, and they just got done in the last minute. But I'm not. I think I think our team is a better. Their achievement is better, but I think our team is better on both occasions.
Bringing it back to now, because we're a bit worried about moaning about not winning the Champions League final. We're a million miles off that at the moment, ain't we, Lee?
Cool. Yeah, well, we ain't even in it, you know what I mean? Let alone trying to win it. That's the trouble, you know. It's unbelievable that it was funny enough talking to a fella today about, you know, those great games between Arsenal and Man United. He's a Liverpool fan, and he's just said, even though that I don't support Arsenal and Man United, just really look forward to those games. They were something special. And the fall from grace from both teams is quite remarkable, really. Both clubs, you know, massive clubs. Man United, obviously, like, you know, I don't think you can argue that they are the biggest, but their grace has been as a massive fall, probably even more than ours, if I'll be honest, because they've spent the money as well on top of that. You know, Arsenal skinflinted through this demise, where they've chucked a lot of money in it, but it's unbelievable where both teams are at the moment. You know, if you'd go back in 2004, 2005 and said that Man City and Tottenham were the two powers at the moment, you would laugh. You know what I mean? That Man City and Tottenham would overtake both of us, and that's what they've done in the last couple of years. I think that Arsenal just gradually brought that back this season, but you know, it's quite remarkable. And at this moment in time, there hasn't been a great improvement in this, Robbie. You know,
they've overtaken us, but they ain't won fuck all, have they? Let's be honest.
No, they've not won nothing. You know, as I say, you know, so Man United have got it worse because, you know, not only have their fall from grace like ours, but they've got Man City winning trophies. You know, so it must be even worse for them. You know,
it's Tottenham 4,436 days without a trophy.
That's great. Isn't it? I like that. You ain't got the hours and minutes there and all, Graham. Have you like that?
I am actually. I've got. If you bear with me, you carry on talking. I'll get the stats up for you.
I'll tell you the one thing about Man United that's always bugged me a little bit with him is that when we was on the high, and they was on their little bit of a low, we never give them a good spanking like they've given us. You know what I mean? Like they've beaten us. You know, I'm not a couple of good times they've given us a really good eye, and I think the best we've ever done was 3-0. Do you know what I mean? So I'll give them that. I'll give them their due for that. Again, that's what I say with Alex Ferguson, where he's ruthless. You know what I mean? He knew we was wounded, and you know, I can imagine him in the dressing room. Right, let's turn the knife on these now. Let's really put them in their place. And to be fair, they've done that on a couple of occasions to us. You know. But
just to give you some facts on Tottenham, 4,430 days, 4,438 days since a trophy, 10,563 days since an FA Cup win, 21,551 days since the league title. They've never won it in my lifetime. I was born in 61, Robbie, 6 months after they last won the league. So I'm just hoping to get off the planet before they win it again.
It'd be unbearable if they do. They're unbearable. It's bad enough when they're challenging for it, let alone winning.
Yasser says, rivalry aside, United fan, he's a Man United fan. He said, I wish Wenger had the sending off that Sir Alex Ferguson did. No manager had a bigger impact in the Premier League than Arsene Wenger. Claude, did he deserve a better send-off than what he got?
Oh, I thought he did get a great send-off from the fans, didn't he? I mean, I didn't start. I mean, of course, everyone knows about me, but I thought I was angry. I was really angry at the time, and I regret maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I thought he got a good send-off from the Arsenal fans in general. I think it was like a big party, wasn't it, after the end? So, no, I disagree with that.
Don't you always think to yourself, if he would have went a little bit sooner, he would have got...
Yeah, definitely. After the whole game, if he'd have gone after Hull, he would have got a great reception. No, I disagree. He said that he's had a bigger impact. No one's had a bigger impact than Ferguson, have they, really? Come on. How many titles has he won? Champions League. Twice, isn't it? Twice Champions League winner. Come on, how can they say he's had a bigger impact?
But I think what the argument is that he always had the funds, didn't he? I mean, what do you think?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's always had the big funds, always like the £50 million players. And to be fair, Arsene Wenger come along and shook them up without a doubt, you know, and done it in a different way, played a different way. You know, I always, again, this is what I like about Alex Ferguson and dislike about him. When he played Arsenal, he would play 4-4-2 against every team. But when he played against Arsenal, he changed. And he never took it as as a belittling Man United. He just felt that was because it was more important they won. Whether people thought, oh, look, he's changing his style for Arsenal. He come in those games here, he put the extra man in midfield and done things like that. We never done that. Arsene Wenger never done that.
And that makes him, to me, more clever and more tactically aware. Wenger had one way of playing, and that was it, wasn't it, really?
I think Claude, I don't know if Claude and Lee agree. I thought when Ferguson played us, he made it a physical game. He basically had his midfielders kicking lumps out of our players, didn't he?
Yeah, but he never hid away from that. He never said, "Oh, this is not a bad thing." He was big enough, ruthless enough, and more. You know, it meant more to him winning than pleasing people. And I think that was something that we used to please on the eye of the football and all that. But you know, he knew that if he played just the normal, like he'd go to Tottenham and play the same team. He knew if he comes to play against like he did at every other team, Arsenal would win. So he changed, and I admire him for that begrudgingly. I admire him for it.
Listen, guys, don't forget, you can see there that we're raising funds today. It's a 24-hour special live stream raising funds for the NHS. The link is in the description. There's also QR codes that you can scan there, which will take you through to the Just Giving page. Please, whatever you can give will be gratefully accepted. We're trying to raise as much money as we possibly can for this great cause. Guys, I've got a few other questions to put to you guys, right? I want to ask you several questions around the Premier League, not just Arsenal, but the whole Premier League, right? Best keeper this season in the Premier League?
Henderson,
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, for me.
Claude, what about you, Lee?
Do you know what? That's a good shout from Claude. I think, like, you know, I would go along with that. Yeah, I think. I think goalkeeping. Yeah, I'm going to go along with Claude. Can't believe I'm agreeing with Claude.
Graham.
I think Henderson's a good shout. Bird Leno's had an outstanding season for us.
Yeah, I think Leno's been up there.
Talk up the Arsenal keeper. He's been outstanding this season.
Yeah. I think. All right, best.
Yeah, until the Greek tragedy. Anyway, let's go.
Best centre back.
Chelsea on. It's got to be Van Dijk. Simple as that. No,
I thought you were going to say Socrates and Louise, Lee.
No. Don't spoil it.
I think that's a pretty easy one. All right, best midfielder.
Jordan Henderson.
Oh, would you put De Bruyne in the midfield?
For me, yeah.
Then
De Bruyne
for me.
De Bruyne. Do you know what is interesting? It's interesting. I was talking to Chris Pajak from the Redmen TV about Henderson, and he was saying that he doesn't, because we were talking about should he get Player of the Season, and he was saying he's got a great shout for that. But then when I was chatting to Kevin Campbell, he was saying no. He goes, he thinks Mane, Salah, Van Dijk, those guys are ahead of him because Liverpool can do without Henderson. If Henderson's not playing, it's not the end of the world. Whereas those other guys, it is.
The reason Kevin's saying that, because I think it's more pleasing on the eye. Whereas if you look all round displays this year, you've got to give it to Henderson, I think. That's my opinion. It's because
I'm not one to argue with Kevin. But and I hope he's not listening. But because if you're on the phone having a go at me, I think that their form slightly dipped when Henderson weren't in the team. Lost a couple of games when he wasn't there, when he got injured. So I know what Kevin's saying, but I do think that sometimes when you take a player, when a player's playing all the time, you don't really miss him. When he's out of the team, you think, oh, we missed him a little bit there. And I felt that Liverpool weren't quite the same when he's been out of the team.
However, imagine if Van Dijk's missing. It's a much bigger miss.
Without doubt.
And that's why I'd agree with Kevin, say that,
I agree with Kevin on that. Yeah. I do agree.
Do you know, Robbie, in 88, 89, the biggest keeper, it's not may not be pleased on the eye, but for me, the biggest key player for Arsenal in 88, 89 was Kevin Richardson.
Yeah. That's how I look at it. And then you could even bring it a bit ahead of that. when you talk about Henderson, our sort of Henderson was Gilberto Silva. Remember when he went missing from the team for a little bit, how much we missed him, remember?
Yeah.
Are they giving it to Henderson, or the talk about Henderson simply because he's the captain of the team likely to win the Premier League? Is that part of it, do you think?
Probably. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Right. Most underrated player in the Premier League. I don't want people to join in with this as well, by the way.
Sure.
Graham.
Well, go to Claude.
Hard one.
My mind's gone a blank.
I'll tell you, I'm going to go. One person that I criticised when we didn't sign him, Johnny Evans, very, very underrated central defender, and I apologise for my outburst on him a few years back because he just does what's on the tin, and I don't think he gets probably the appreciation that he should do. I think he's got to be up there. He's done exceptionally well with Leicester again this season, so he'd be one that I would think about.
Good shout. Claude, most underrated player in the Premier League.
I'd go with that. I would go with that. That's a great shout, Evans. I'd go with Evans on that one. I'm agreeing with Lee. I can't believe I'm agreeing with Lee.
Get the wine out.
Graham.
I think he's been out.
You know what?
I remember people, particular person in our fan base, we're not naming any names, was absolutely slaughtering when it asked about would you buy Johnny Evans, and he started laughing about it. So, you know, it's not always the spectacular players, that big money players, that come good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll go with Johnny Evans.
All right, Graham.
Do you know what? I haven't got one. I can't think of one off the top of my head. So you'll have to pass on me.
Do you know what? I've got one, and you know, and this guy Omar said the same person that I was thinking of. Right, this guy to me, most underrated guy in the Premier League, Wijnaldum at Liverpool.
Yeah,
he's an exceptional player, right? Yeah. And he never really gets a mention, right? But I really, really rate that guy, and how many important goals has he scored? How much work does he do? You know what I mean? His work rate is phenomenal. You know what I mean? He's a top player, but you never really hear his name called out much. You know what I mean? So, all right, most overrated player in the Premier League.
Paul Pogba.
Paul Pogba.
Yeah, I was going to say Pogba.
You're saying Pogba as well, Graham?
Yeah, I was.
£90 million quid. I mean, it's got to be Pogba for me.
Ooh. What about you, Lee?
Wow.
Overrated.
Well, Mesut Ozil's got to come into that category. Right? You know what I mean?
He's not rated anymore, Lee.
Well, I don't know. I think that he is. That's a tough call. You know, Paul Pogba, I think, you know, has been injured a lot. When he's on his game, he's on his game. He can be on his game. There's
a lot of suggestions coming in. Aberman says Lingard. Kaylee James says Lingard as well.
I'm trying to think of a Spurs player. It's got to be
Akil says Dele Alli.
Dele Alli,
Dele Alli, there we go. Dele Alli, that's definitely one. Yeah,
I don't rate Lingard in the first, but I don't see what the fuss is about Lingard. So,
there's one coming in here.
He's overrated. That's the one for me. Very good player, but overrated.
Oh, there's loads of shouts coming in from people. Jorginho, I don't think he's overrated. He's decent, man. Lacazette, someone's saying, and Ali.
No.
Rashford, come on, Rashford's not overrated. You know, he's a very good player. Someone's saying Leno. Are they having a laugh? You know,
you could throw Hector Bellerin.
There's one in there for Pepe as well.
There's a few in there for Harry Kane. I just noticed going through there. You know, I think you can't have that. I don't like him. Harry Kane can't have that. He's certainly not underrated when he plays against us.
Final one I'm going to give to you guys: manager of the season.
Well, you know what? Everyone's going to go for the obvious, but I'm going to go for the Sheffield United manager. I think he's done incredible for what he's got, what the resources he's got. He's done incredible to be in the top. He's in the top 6, haven't they? in the league.
Yeah, he's
amazing, absolutely amazing. But of course, everyone's going to. Of course, you're going to go for Klopp because of the. But if you're going to go for pound for pound, I'm going to say Wilder.
All right, you say Wilder, Graham?
Yeah, I agree with Claude. I think a shout out for what Ancelotti's done at Everton, because he came in when they were down the bottom and he's pushed them right up the top. Ancelotti's done good things at Everton, but Wilder for me, I think nails it. I don't know what Lee thinks.
Well, I think Brendan Rodgers at Leicester, I think he's done exceptionally well. Turned them around, you know, from where they were to what they are now, to get them in the Champions League. I think it's done really well. I do agree with pound for pound is Wilder, without a doubt, with what he's done at Sheffield United's amazing. But for me, Klopp, you know, they've been relentless this season, Liverpool. You know, absolutely relentless. You know, lost one game. Very, very good, you know, to keep them going as he has, and all what he done last season. And also, I will say this: I don't begrudge Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, because thanks to them, I can still go to football after last May. You know, I have to say that. You know, people keep having a go at me about Liverpool, but thanks to Liverpool, I can still go football. I can still walk the streets day and night because they stuffed Spurs in that final. And so, for me, Jurgen Klopp.
All right. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much, you guys, for coming on today. Really, really appreciate it. We've got so many other guests coming up, but it's been absolutely brilliant just to be talking to you guys again with all what's going on. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm missing football so badly now. It's starting to get to me.
Yeah.
How badly are you all missing it?
Oh, really badly. Everything about the match day, Robbie, about just something about a match day, sort of like feels great, you know, going with my son, the stadium itself, the build-up, the drink, the meal afterwards, seeing you guys, everything about the day I miss badly.
I'm missing it, yeah. I'm missing all them rants I do. I miss all that. I love being fucking miserable. Excuse my language. I love being miserable, you know what I mean? That's my, you know.
Well, the isolation should suit you then. Is be miserable in that?
I know. You should hear the landlady downstairs. God help us.
Is Lee missing the cup? Is Lee missing the corporate?
I'm missing the champagne. Yeah, I'm missing the champagne and the corporate stuff. But do you know one thing I'm not missing? I'm not missing having the ump. You know, like the weekends are not being ruined at the moment by a defeat. So I'm definitely going to be when it all comes back. I'm going to be a changed person. I tell you, you know.
Just finally, do you know where we were in the league this time last year?
Third.
Right.
Were we in the league this time last year? We were second.
No, we were third.
Oh, not second. Third.
Yeah.
This was the weekend where I think we lost to Palace.
Yeah, this was Crystal Palace, wasn't it?
This weekend, and then we were third going into that game, and then it all went wrong, didn't it?
Bloody hell. Well, listen, guys, thank you.
Great Arteta, but I warned you all about Arteta. I warned you. None of you would listen. None of you would listen. I told you all. I told you even when there was a 21-game unbeaten run, I warned you. But no one would listen. And that's why we're in the situation we are now.
Now, I know we know the reason. It was all down to that. It was all down to that.
That is why I am the voice of reason.
Voice of treason, I'll tell you. Voice of treason.
Listen, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. The coronavirus has not just affected the world of football, but has affected everybody. But you know what? We can defeat it. If you're displaying any of the symptoms, always make sure that you self-isolate. I know it's a terrible time, but we will defeat the coronavirus. We will be back.